might come free. And the fact that I come free, I should have the flexibility to speak a bit longer. And hence, I actually prepared. So hopefully, I think 1 hour for 1 year of his life. Would that be okay with you? Okay then. Yeah. My topic tonight is actually nobility or well-born. You wonder why? Well, that's the meaning of the Greek word Euge. It actually means noble or well-born. Euge actually was born in the land of the long white cloud. You know where is it? Yeah. It sure was in a long white cloud. Euge basically decided to take his own time to get out of the cloud. It took him more than 12 hours from the first contraction when he decided I need a break. As I was confusing the doctor with all the heaving, puffing, and breathing, all except being synchronized. And this is all I learned at the prenatal classes. They taught you all this heaving and puffing and breathing. And yet after 12 hours, the doctor had said, please stop, please stop. Well, that was the beginning of that. Anyway, for the first 6 months, Euge was growing up as a very natural, very normal boy. But then we started to notice about 6 months later, there was rashes around his body. For the next 4 years, Euge was allergic to just about everything except plain rice and carrot. This is true.
It's a rabbit.
On the allergy scale of 1 to 10, and if we consider 10 as the worst, on the allergy scale, one of the specialists rated him as 12 on the scale 1 to 10. And on another allergy measure, where most people have an allergen level of 60, when the specialist measured his allergen level was 6,600. Actually, basically Eugene's body was actually covered with just open sore from scratching and due to the itchiness. Basically, mom and dad had to take turns to sleep with you, holding on to you every night for 4 years to stop you from bleeding. Over that 4 years, mom and dad did not sleep more than 3 hours a night. Literally. Dad used to suffer severe migraine at least a few times a week due to heavy workload and lack of sleep. We actually almost lose you for a number of times actually in your from when you were half years old to 4.5 years old. We almost lose you a few times. As I mentioned earlier, you could only eat plain rice and carrot. I mean it is literally plain rice and carrot. No meat, no vegetables, no fruits, not even supplements. We thought if I can give him some vitamin that will help him, but he can't even take vitamins. This is how allergic he is to all sorts of things. That was probably the toughest life in the part of our life. We were physically and mentally exhausted. We were at the lowest point of time when I went to Hong Kong on business trip. I chanced upon a Chinese medicine who was basically recommended to me by a friend of mine in Hong Kong. I brought it back from Hong Kong and I gave, we bought 6 bottles or 12 bottles of some sort of herbs, a powder. It's actually made from sick cow gallstone. And I brought it back from Hong Kong and I gave to you a bottle a day over a week. Each bottle only contained 20 milligrams of those powder. After 1 week taking those powder, for some unexplained reason, your health improved. You were able to eat bread for the first time without giving rise to any allergic reactions. I remember vividly, you ate the whole loaf. For the first time, you ate the whole loaf. Yeah. And since then, you have been able to eat more and more food and different type of food. No doubt you're still allergic to a lot of food, but you're able to enjoy more of that now. Anyway, out of your suffering came a lot of goodness. Because we used to hold you and hug you so tightly to our chest whenever you sleep, we noticed that when you grew out, you are a very hugging and loving person. You like to hug and be hugged. And mom and dad love it. You have an innate quality to understand the suffering of others and empathize with those who have suffered, mainly because of suffering that you have gone through. Despite the severe allergy, you have never allowed it to dull your enthusiasm for life, school, music, travel, and fun with your friends. You have excelled in school and in music, scoring a high distinction in your MSA diploma at the tender age of 13. This talent has seen you play the national anthems, I remember, at school assemblies in both New Zealand and Australia during your school days. You also enjoy travel, having been to Europe, America, Fiji, New Zealand, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia. An experience which I believe you would treasure and that you will continue to pursue, whether it's for holiday or for work in the future. After 10 years in New Zealand, Eugene, you moved to Australia with your family. Was sad to leave many of your good friends in New Zealand. However, looking at all the many good friends that you have here, and the opportunity to live and travel to various countries, I hope this life journey of yours has been an enriching and a rewarding one. To all of you friends of Eugene, we as parents want to thank you for your support, for your friendship, for your encouragement, and for the fun that you all had together in school, college, and university, or maybe even at work in the future. Eugene, we are always very proud of you, the way you carry yourself, your honesty and thoughtfulness, your sensitivity and care for others, your tolerance and your friendliness, and your achievements. Tonight, as you mark this very important milestone in your life, your 21st birthday, you will no doubt face with many challenges going forward. Here, you and all your friends are living in an era of 3C, I call it 3C. Accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and a relentless competitions. This development demands higher level of education and training. That's more than required in the previous generations. And a greater capacity for innovations, self-management, personal responsibility, and self-directions. However, do not be daunted by the encounter, by what you encounter, or by any failure that you may, or rather you will that will come your way at some point of time. Instead, Eugene, learn from your experience, arm yourself with knowledge and insight to use it the next time. I just want to give you an example. Let me give you an inventory of a life history of failure. This man, at age 22, failed in his business. At age 23, was defeated in the legislative race. At age 25, failed in business again. At age 26, experienced the death of a loved one. At age 27, experienced a nervous breakdown. At age 29, was defeated in an election. At age 34, was defeated in a congressional race. At age 37, was again defeated in a congressional race. At age 39, again was defeated in a congressional race. At age 46, was defeated in a senatorial race. At age 47, failed to become vice president. At age 49, was defeated in a senatorial race. And age 51, was elected President of the United States. Do you know who he is? His name is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln has